You know who it is, and you know what time it is. Time to piss off some feminists, trad cucks, and whoever don't want to know the truth. Oh well, let's get started. What is going on, gents? It's R.P.M. here, reporting from Radio Central. Now, this very interesting article / advice column was sent to me by the Melancholic Tiger. What's up, OG? And it was published on the 21st of June. Gentlemen, this is definitely going to be a waifu video. And you'll understand why as I read further into this thing. Now, the sender, how do I do it? Sends in the following. I finally figured out why I don't want to have sex with my husband. Gentlemen, you know where this is going. I'm a straight-ish. Straight-ish? Either you are heterosexual or you are homosexual. Anyway, 30-something woman who's been with the same man since college. He is my ideal partner in every way and the best possible father to our kids, our young kids. Sticky note on that. But it's been 3 years since we've had a satisfying sex life. In the beginning, we explored our kinks and had sex regularly. What does that sound like, gentlemen? Love bombing. It slowly tapered off with our busy work schedules and the births of our kids. And we know once women have kids, guess what? The sex spigot is turned off. Now we're going on 3 years with very little sexual contact or even basic intimacy. He was always the initiator, but he has largely given up because he knows I'll say no. I've beaten myself up for years over this, trying to find an answer. Is my lack of libido due to my antidepressants? Oh, so she's a head case. Breastfeeding, stress. Gentlemen, where did this train go? Simple. Bait in Switchville. Now it goes on further to say this. I finally realized something. I'm just not attracted to him. Gentlemen, this is where I personally would tell this man, get yourself another option. Your wife has broken her side of the bargain. She used sex as a loss leader to get you into that marriage, pop out a couple of kids, and then turn the sex spigot off. No. Men, we have to stop accepting this. Oh, you're going to bait and switch me? Okay. Here's what you do. If you're going to be in a relationship, if you're going to give a woman your commitment, I will give you the same advice that I gave the meat sack when we first got married. Sit her down, look her directly in her eyes, and without pause, you tell her, listen, I chose to be married to you. However, I will not live in a sexless marriage. So, here are your options. You can give it up willingly, or I can simply take my show on the road. I.e., if I cannot get intimacy and sexual companionship from my own wife, I will get it outside of the house. There you go. That way, she is crystal clear on your intentions. So if she decides, oh, I don't want to have sex with you, I don't want to be intimate with you, then guess what? The price that she's going to pay is you're going to get your desires met elsewhere. Anyway, when we do have sex, it's great, but I don't crave it. I've really never been into him physically. But now I see that I've been actively avoiding sex because he just doesn't turn me on, i.e., she's getting her back blown out by somebody else. That is usually the obvious case. So yeah, as Coach Greg Adams would say, marital sex. Yeah, that's all she's given this guy. I feel like I'm at a total loss. I want to stay married. I want to make him happy. And I want to feel lust again. We hardly even have time to talk about sex anymore. And when we do, I can see how discouraged he is. We both deserve better. Where do I go from here? No. He deserves better. He truly deserves better. Now, of course, here is where Rich and Stoya give their analysis. Rich, what really grabbed me here is that she says the sex with her husband is quote unquote great, yet she isn't turned on. I'm curious about what she means by great. Stoya, right. Rich, great like an old Ford A functional, a well-oiled machine, or is there actual passion? Is she able to attain a joy in the moment that otherwise seems unfathomable when she isn't having sex with him? Or it merely isn't awful? Stoya, I think this is a case where therapy might be useful. Yeah, shell out more money, basically for the guy to be told it's his fault that his wife is not attracted to him. No. I want to know why this woman is describing a man that she isn't attracted to as her ideal partner in every way. Well, simple. She wants that out. She wants that plausible deniability. Clearly, she values sexual connection and desire. There's a disconnect. No, there's no disconnect. Instead of actually telling her husband how she feels, she wants to keep him strung along to keep those resources coming. And I want a lot more information. I want to know about her idea of what great sex is, her idea of the role of the wife and its obligations, and how well she advocates to get her needs met outside the bedroom. Rich, another thing, the sex life was previously satisfying when they were exploring their kinks. Is that the missing piece here? Is she effectively saying that such an exploratory environment is key to her satisfaction? And was his willingness to do so, in fact, a turn on? Stoya, I wonder if they successfully had a discussion about sex recently. She says he has given up initiating, but did they talk about that? Broaching the subject of lack of attraction with a spouse seems terrifying, but sometimes we have to do the scary thing. Now, I can agree with that. I can agree. Rich, we hardly even have time to talk about sex anymore. I mean, You just have to make the time. Most problems don't get solved by sitting around and waiting for them to work themselves out, which is one thing that women love to do. They love to be ambiguous about a problem, but then tell men, fix it. Okay, what am I trying to fix? I don't know, but you need to fix it. Something's wrong with me, but you need to fix it. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, Stoya, and she has to be proactive. Oh, women are not generally proactive because in order for a woman to be proactive, there's a degree of danger that she has to take. And we all know how women generally are when it comes to that. She has to express that what's happening right now isn't working for her. Well, obviously, the guy has said this isn't working for me, but does she care? No. Rich, I think framing it by leading with the satisfying sex they once had would help soften the blow. Stoya, for sure. Rich, but also, irrespective of that, she says that she's just not attracted to this guy. So then what? A relationship in which your partner satisfies your every need but sex, i.e., the sexless marriage and the dead bedroom, which you pursue with other partners, is certainly a possibility, a best case scenario here. Really, I don't think a lack of sexual attraction / chemistry is necessarily grounds for a split if they can be managed ethically via outside parties, but then again, I'm going to say partners, because basically what Rich is saying is this guy should go ahead and get his needs met outside the house, i.e., a side chick or a thoroughly vetted professional. Personally, in this day and age, I would just go with the option that I would present, which is just get a doll. Stoya, on the other hand, he might be thrilled at the idea of maintaining his functional partnership and getting sexual interaction with people who want to have sex with him. Rich, he is discouraged and likely read her lack of enthusiasm. It's kind of hard to miss when it's staring you in the face, 2 inches away. There are only 2 immediate courses of actions that I can see here. Accept a lackluster sex life or start talking about how to change things for maximum satisfaction. Stoya, and that maximum satisfaction can take so many forms. I'm getting a hopeless sort of vibe from the writer, as though she feels like she's in a corner when so many options are on the table. Set the time aside, have the talks, and figure out what will actually work for the two of you. That is a pretty sound piece of advice. However, we know the marital bait and switch is pretty much the start of the decline of that marriage. But, as I have thoroughly stated, tell your woman either put out, get out, or be replaced. Period. Point blank. Men should not be in sexless marriages. Once again, my humble opinion on this topic. Once the bait and switch has happened, you have every right to get your desires met how you need to get them met. As long as you've told your woman, from the get-go, the second that she refuses you sexually, you're going to get your needs met elsewhere. Excuse me. And it's not a threat. It's simply a promise. Why? Because why is she with you to begin with? Let's be perfectly honest about something. A woman is in your life for 3 reasons: female and sexual companionship, or to have children. If you don't want to have children, then guess what? Feminine and sexual companionship. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. However, we understand that the rules and the social contract in this current society have gone off the rails and have been pretty much absolutely destroyed. Wives are out here cheating on their husbands hand over fist. And these guys, if they even look at another woman, I'm going to divorce you. And guess what? Even if he's done everything right, according to society, he still gets punished. So what does that lead to, gentlemen? Well, my simple conclusion is the only way that a man can have what society deems as a successful relationship is if he is damn near subservient to his wife. Yeah. No. Mm-mm. 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 So you have to look at marriage for what it truly is. For men, the modern marriage is nothing more than a hostage situation. Why? Because if you're not paying and you're not providing, guess what? The gun of the state comes in. In case of bad husband, break glass. Yeah. But still, I'm still going to maintain my position on this. This guy should either get him a side chick, start seeing prostitutes, or get himself a doll. Period. And have zero shame with any one of his choices. It simply is what it is. Sex as a loss leader is really a dirty game. But yet, we can't call women out and say, hey, you've done this, you've broken your end of the bargain. Well, guess what? It's like the old, or should I say, marriage nowadays has basically become like Darth Vader. I've altered the deal. Pray I don't alter it further. That's all it is. But once again, as I've put out in a previous video, the marriage rates are declining. They're pretty much in the sewer. And articles like this are going to steer even more men away from marriage. Oh well, let's see how this really plays out. Remember, ladies, you may be the gatekeepers to sex, but men are always going to be the gatekeepers to commitment and marriage. Once again, more and more men are waking up to the fact that we can turn this gender war into a waiting game, because we can give them what they truly desire, which is that marriage. However, men are saying, nope, nah, I'd rather do something else. Keep going, gents. Keep going. Oh, well, let me know what you guys think. And ladies, the power is still metaphorically out. Feminism and baiting and switching men in marriage and using sex as a loss leader, you can guarantee you that's going to go out right along with it. That's all I got to say for this one. R.P.M. I am